we're highly designed, but for a purpose. And the purpose is to serve as vessels for incarnation. We're like a virtual experience theme park for souls. And that's what the religions have traditionally taught. And, it's gotten kind of muddled, but I think by bringing science back, we can really see how remarkable our experience is. Now, in the midst of this, there are all kinds of cross currents going on because this planet has suffered rebellions, invasions, because there's free will. So that other species of extraterrestrials have invaded this planet and have attempted to subvert the intent of this original plan, and have attempted to make the human race into their slave race by dumbing down the genetic and DNA composition and disconnecting 10 of the 12 strands of DNA. But if you go to our pineal glands, for example, right here in the middle of our heads, that's really a complex circuit connector for the 12-strand DNA. And what's happening now in this transitional era, as the waves of consciousness, of unity consciousness come in, is that we have a number of things happening simultaneously. The crystal children that are coming in, and the young indigos that are coming in, are already coming in with the infrastructure active, say six strands. So they're already functioning to be able to function in the world of the future. People like myself, who I think of as an early indigo, and many of us who are in the consciousness movement and who are conscious, I don't know what the percentage of the world population is. Let's say if it's 95, that's great, Whatever that percentage is, we are either consciously or unconsciously developing that third strand. And, the other strands are there to be activated. And that's what the, quote, consciousness revolution is. It's really something that's happening
on the physical level too.
Yeah, through the internal DNA activation. And all of this is happening as it's a process of breakdown, breakthrough. And the time frame that I see, I look at is from 2011 to 2025 is a good kind of time frame.
For what? What's in 2025?
Okay, I think that in 2025 we're going to have, and the reason why I say this, for example, in 2025 we will have the landing on the planet of an objective condition of paradise on Earth. And if you take in 2011 now, in the ninth wave, using terms that Dr. Carl Kalaman uses, who we both know, is that those waves of unity consciousness, in his terms, which I believe scientifically he's correct, carry with them the blueprint of paradise on Earth. That's the condition that is being broadcast, okay? So the question is, at what time will the condition of paradise on Earth manifest? And I believe that the objective condition will manifest in 2025. Why do I say that? Because we have had the case that I've been following over the last since October of 2010 through my colleague, the late Stanley Fulham, who's a former Canadian NORAD officer, who was in contact for 10 years with an apparent galactic governance council composed of the Pleiadians, the Alpha Centaurians, the Sirians, and even the Bootes Greys. And what they said is that they had they're sort of in charge of this quadrant of the galaxy. And when you read my book, Exopolitics, you'll see the scientific evidence of why we should even consider that there exist bodies like galactic councils, okay? You know? And then so that they had an emergency meeting in January 2010, Earth time, and they saw that the Earth's environmental ecology was on the verge of collapse. And they decided to put aside the law of non-intervention.
Yeah.
And for reasons, because we're very special in the cosmos. Earthly humans are very special because of our genetic makeup, because of our emotions, because of that starseed project where we now only use 3% of our DNA. And if fully activated, we are actually almost like universe libraries. We are like, have the potential of being like, you know, an extraordinary expression of divinity manifested in the physical world, in design, you know, in our potential. So the Galactic Council decided at this meeting to set aside the law of non-intervention and to intervene around 2015 to clean the atmosphere of the Earth, to restore the ecology. What the Galactic Council says is that between 2011 and 2015, when they intervene, there'll be 250, if what they say is correct, 250 to 300 Pleiadian ships cleaning up the atmosphere of the radiation, the chemtrails, all of that. Between now and then, there'll be a tremendous transformation. There'll be a collapse of the economic system, a transformation of, you know, there'll be a totally different way of living. And so that transformation will be happening over the next 4 to 5 years. And then after that, after the great cleansing, then comes the landing of paradise on Earth. Then, after I put that together, you know, by meeting all these different people and reading sources, and I start coming upon people that says, yeah, there's prophecies about that. You know, they say first is a great cleansing and then this and that. So that now we're starting to see what the general time frame might be that we can relate to actual facts, because the Galactic Governance Council said, and this is in the 300-page book by Stanley Fulham. He died in December